Welcome to your practice. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me on a full moon in Aries. So full moons in Aries can be very emotional. They can stir up a lot of anger, frustration, emotional stuff. They can kind of really activate your nervous system because Aries is adrenaline. So it's like that fight or flight, like gotta go, gotta get stuff done. Fear can come up with Aries, as well as a lot of confidence and drive. So I talked about a lot of negative things that comes up, but there can also be like a lot of willpower and choice and decision making and confidence that can also come of it, right? So it's like how we use the energy. But because we're in a lunar phase, right, we want to not take too much of that solar energy or take it into more of the solar energy, but we want to kind of take that energy that might be kind of stirring at us, and we want to use it for transformation towards, again, that confidence, that inner steadiness, because during these times it's easy to be caught up in fear. It's easy to be letting worry and anxiety kind of get you. And it was funny, we were at the farmers market in Moreland, Southeast Moreland yesterday, and this older gentleman walked by, and he just was kind of I don't know what this is, but my stuff, and we said, how's your day going? And he goes, every day is a good day that I'm alive. And he had this really great attitude. And one of the things he said is, one thing that I always live by is like, fear and worry don't really make any positive difference. So I just choose not to live my life like that. And it was just kind of stuck with me, that, again, that choice that we have to like feed more fear, or to, again, like use that for drive and confidence to make decisions that we need to make, to support the things we need to support, to, again, make that positive change. So we can work that internally by having that energy in our yoga practice, to be committed to that, to be committed to these practices that help balance our brain and our emotions and keep us internally grounded, or we can use it out in the world. So we're going to focus on harnessing that energy, calming our nervous system down a little bit, and again, being able to utilize that energy productively. So all that said, let's start in a seat quietly. Go ahead and stretch yourself. If you have moon magic, that's a good one for this one, or anything that's going to either calm your nervous system, or if you want to activate it and really use it, you could pick a more solar blend. Anything balancing helps too, because sometimes we need a little bit of both. So go ahead and flip your palms to face up. Join your index and your thumb. And soften your gaze and just begin breathing and allowing yourself to attune to this day. Kind of feeling the energy that's moving through you. Kind of noticing where you fall in the spectrum in this moment. Kind of noticing if you feel grounded and calm, or if you feel a little skittish. I've noticed today it's like been hard to focus or keep my attention very long. So just being with whatever shows up, kind of noticing your starting point. Noticing your body, so scanning from your head all the way down to your feet, because kind of noticing any areas of tension that you can consciously relax. So Aries rules the head. Sometimes it's like headaches or tension. Rules the adrenals. Inviting in a deeper breath when you're ready. Starting to connect into that inwardness. So kind of tuning out a little bit of the day and what's been transpiring, and tuning inward. Cultivating your connection to your body, your mind, and all of you at the same time. Noticing what you need for this practice. So maybe you're going to take what I've suggested and use the lunar cycle and this full moon for, or maybe there's something else that you need in this practice. So just taking a moment to feel desire for what it is that you want to work with today. So this practice becomes, again, a way to direct your energy to create. And then join your hands at your heart. Connect into that intention, letting your thumb touch your heart notch, and breathe into your intention. And breathe out. Send it out. Okay, releasing your hands to your lap and then opening your eyes. We're going to start with a little moving breath work. So instead of staying still and breathing, we'll do that at the end. We're going to start seated, kneeling. So it's going to be a more rhythmic cat-cow. So I want you to really move the shoulder blades in this one. So shoulders on your back, drawing together, inhale, quick exhale. So it's a an inhale and an exhale. So inhale, heart comes forward, exhale, cat your back. Feel your shoulder blades moving forward and back. So we're going to really work today protraction and retraction in the shoulders, just to really move energy that's around the heart, right? So we want to move again away from fear, which can close off our heart space, and move into more of a courageous feel, which allows our heart space to lead. So just about 30 more seconds. Really feeling those shoulder blades move and floss. You'll start to feel heat moving through your body, to start to let that heat kind of soften away any tightness. Let's do about 5 more. And then just walk all the way back to child's pose. Your hands can come forward, or you can make a prayer hands and let the thumbs touch the nape of your neck. And just kind of feel the energy pulsing through your body now after doing that first little bit of movement. And take one more deep breath, just kind of absorbing in that energy movement. And then we're going to slowly come to all fours and then downward facing dog. So take your first down dog to move around as you wish. So maybe bending and straightening the legs or shaking the hips side to side, whatever feels good there. We're going to do the same thing with some breath work, where we're going to bend the knees. We're going to start to get into the lower extremities. We're going to bend the knees and squat, and then we're going to inhale. So it's going to be an exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So the same kind of thing. This time our spine is straight. We're just getting the legs to warm. So not too long, but just enough to get blood pumping through your legs. So exhale, inhale. So Kate, you could also be doing this. You could be doing a squat. So if this is better for your shoulders, you could be doing this upright. So tender shoulders, you may not need that stability. You can be doing a squat. So I'm going to do about 30 more seconds. So if you need a break, you just take it. We just want to get, again, that heat moving through the body, kind of let that energy really start mobilizing, so then we can direct it. And it's okay to breathe out through your mouth if you wish. You can also keep it in and out through the nose. So just about 5 more seconds. And then when you're ready, come to downward facing dog, and then walk your hands to your feet so that you're standing at the back of your mat in a forward bend. And then just bend the knees generously, widen your feet as much as you need, and let the arms drape down. So if you need a block underneath your hands so that you can feel a little bit more relaxed, do that. Take some deep breaths, maybe sigh. Really let the day start to melt, coming into your afternoon fully. Feeling the reverberation of energy through your legs. Couple more breaths. Kind of noticing what it's like to move the body pretty rhythmically and quickly, and then being able to pause and stop and feel energy. Different speeds, different levels of awareness. And then bending your knees and rolling all the way up, head, neck, and shoulders are last. Just roll those shoulders a couple times. Roll them up, back, and down. Really shrugging the shoulders up as you press them back and down. Almost like you're making a full circle. And then do it the opposite way. Press the shoulder blades back and together, lift them up and roll them forward. So kind of imagining making a full circle, if you can. Yeah. And then we're going to do one more little breath practice where we're going to take the right hand to the heart. The left hand is going to go back. You're going to try and keep your hips somewhat fixed for this one, so we really just rotate the spine. It's going to be an inhale to the left and exhale to the right. So it's an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And you're going to really rotate the spine and keep your legs grounded and stable. It's okay if your hips move a little bit, but you want to really feel the legs solidly. So inhale, exhale. As that arm kind of whips back, feel a little stretch through your chest. You can close your eyes if you want, or if you want to pick a focal point that's straight ahead, if that helps you if you feel dizzy, by closing your eyes. So as we twist the body, we start to integrate the sides of the brain, the thinking, rational, the creative part of the brain. Also the energy centers of one being more active and one being more kind of passive and a little bit more receptive. We start to balance those areas of the body and the brain. We'll do about 10 more seconds. Kind of imagine your spine getting lots of hydration and oxygenation as you move. And last one, and then just standing and again, feeling the reverberation of energy moving through your body as we've woken up the legs, the shoulders, the chest, the spine. Breathe all the way down your spine. So now you take an inhale in from the base of your spine, bring all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale from the crown of your head all the way down to the base of your spine. Do that 4 more times. From the base of your spine, breathe in. From the crown of your head, breathe down to the base of your spine. And just keep going up and down the spine with your breath as if you're moving energy. See that good flow of vitality. And then one more full deep breath in. And then all the way out. Nice. Then we're going to come to standing at the top of the mat. So I was facing the center, so I'm going to the top. You might already be at the top. We're going to take the hands, we're going to interlace so that we have an openness through the upper back. And we're just going to take that and press it onto the thighs a little bit. So you might not be able to touch the thighs exactly, you might have to go round, but allowing yourself to round upper back, cat your back, and feel your core. So just kind of sitting back. So I have my hands turned. So I turn them so I want to get it really round. So again, you could do this if that were to not touch, or you could touch. But I really want you to breathe into the upper back, drop your head. Feel the shoulder blades glide apart. Take another really deep breath. On your exhale, fold forward. Take a long spine and inhale. And then on your exhale, step your right leg back, drop to your left knee, and then walk your hands forward. And once again, cat your back. So I want to broaden across the upper back. Let the hips release as much or as little as you want. Spread the shoulder blades apart. So you can put your fingertips on blocks if you want. But instead of allowing the spine to be long, really feel the core work here. So I'm letting the tailbone lengthen, the belly draws in. I'm rounding, letting the head go. Take 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready, take the hands back underneath you and step back to a downward facing dog. Nice deep breath. Come forward to plank pose and then drop to your knees nice and slowly. Come all the way to your belly. And then go ahead and interlace the hands behind the head so that the elbows touch the floor. So you're going to, again, lift the upper half. Elbows are going to point down, and you're going to lift the legs. So there's no back arch. Elbows are drawing down and slightly forward if you'd like. The head and the hands press together and the legs lift. Strengthen through your core for 2. And then all the way down. Plant your hands, press back to child's pose. And this one's really rounded, so feel free to grab onto your elbow creases so that your head can rest on your forearms and really round the upper back again. So if you don't like that, you can have the hands like so. Breathing into that upper back. Couple more breaths. And then walk the hands forward, come to downward facing dog. With your left leg, you're going to lift up and back. Take a moment. Pause and stretch out through that left leg so you get that hamstring stretch. And then walk your hands to your feet so that I've got to walk my foot forward here. So that you're in the kind of a rounded upper back forward fold. So again, you might have to bend the right knee, but fold in so that your nose and your knee draw together and you're rounding upper back. Lifting to that left bottom tip of glute, hamstring. Reaching through my left pelvis so I don't overload the right. Then you can either walk that foot, you can either step it back to a high lunge, or if you'd like, you can sit back so that if you need to have more room in your mat, you're going to come up to a high lunge, so you're going to your right leg. And then from here, we're going to find eagle arms, so right arm over left. So eagle arms, if you can't do eagle arms, hands can come up in prayer, but it's the same movement. Upper back is rounded. And we're going to let the chin drop to the chest, and we're going to let, although the elbows are going to draw forward and spreading the shoulder blades, we're going to let the head go. So we're kind of bowing in towards the heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Really see if you can saturate your upper back with breath as much as you can. Okay, big breath in. And then when you're ready, you're going to step your left leg forward to come into eagle. So you didn't really change anything in the upper back. Now you have your left over your right. You're sitting in a squat. And we can, again, just bow in. So you can either bow and touch your elbow to your thigh with that upper back rounding, the core work. Breathe in and breathe out. And then just unhook your legs and fold forward. And then I like to just sway side to side and let my wrist feel heavy so that I can really stretch into the upper back area. So you've been in that protraction for a while. So take one more deep breath. And then just release your hands to the mat. Just release your hands to the mat. Shake your head out. And then when you're ready, come to a halfway lift. And then a forward fold. And then all the way up to standing. Hands reach up. And then hands to your heart. Hook your thumbs and reach your arms straight up. Get a long spine here. And we're going to do a side bend over to the right. And then inhale, come up. Side bend to your left. And then inhale, the arms come up. And then exhale, hands all the way to the heart. So just kind of feeling out that all that opening in the back of the heart. Kind of just noticing what it feels like in your body. So we're going to do that second side now. So when you're ready, we're going to sit back into that squat. And again, you can use your hands to kind of press away, or you can press your hands down to the floor. So a little bit of a, again, pelvic tilt. Core is really working. Take another deep breath, and then exhale, forward fold. long spine, inhale. And on the exhale, step back with your right foot. I'm sorry, that's your left. Knee down, and you walk your hands straight forward and cat your upper back. Same exact thing. So tailbone lengthens, core is strong, head relaxes. So do your best that when we're doing all this really focused core work, that your neck and your jaw are not active, so that we can tonify the center of the body, which is our power center, without holding on to tension, right? So it's more of an empowered, but grounded, calm feeling, rather than a kind of an activated, tight feeling. So find some serenity here, some balance in that strength. Okay, one more breath. Then you're going to walk your hands back, downward facing dog. Take your time in down dog for a moment, just kind of feel the spine neutralize. And then when you're ready, shift forward to plank. Drop to your knees if you need to. Slow lowering into chaturanga, hands behind your head, elbows down. Then I'm going to lift the upper half and draw the elbows towards the floor, but I'm lifting away from that action. And then draw the elbows straight forward. If I can lift the legs, do that. For 5, 4, 3, 2, release it down. Press back, child's pose. And remember, you want a rounded back, so it can be arms forward or hands at the small of your back. You got it. And then when you're ready, we're going to come take one more breath, and we'll come to downward facing dog. I'm going to move in my mat so that I'm not against the wall. Right leg is going to lift. Then I'm going to slowly walk my hands back to my left foot so that I'm in a standing split. And I'm going to try my best to curl in. So instead of having a long spine, I want to curl in again. But I want to feel really strong in my standing leg. So root through that inner thigh line. Let your head drop. You can use the floor to push away. And then just drop your right leg back behind you so that you're in a high lunge. And if you need to readjust, just readjust so the left leg is forward. Left arm over right, open through your upper back. So the upper back spreads, try not to lift the shoulder blades. They should still spread but come down and forward. Then again, drop your chin to your chest so that you can kind of feel yourself bowing towards the heart space. Stay strong in your legs. Take another deep breath in. And when you're ready, you're going to look forward for a focal point. Wrap your right leg over your left so that you're in eagle. And again, you're going to bow. So I'm using my right toes as a kickstand. So instead of balancing, I can do that so I can fold in and have the stability to stay, right? So if you want to sit your hips back, like you're sitting in a small child's chair, but cat your back and bring, again, ribs to hips. Yep, just like that. So the more you hip hinge and push your hips back, the easier that becomes. And then you're just going to stay folded, unhook your legs, and fold forward. And then really sway or let the wrist feel heavy so that you can traction any kind of tightness in the spine away. Kind of letting it peel off layer by layer. And then just unraveling the hands for a moment. Halfway lift. Fold forward, stand all the way up and hook your thumbs. Take a side bend to your left. Inhale up, take a side bend to your right. Inhale, come up. And then exhaling, hands to your heart. So just feel that whole sequence that we did for the back of the heart, for the back of the shoulders, and all in a certain amount of what we call shoulder protraction. So just it's a one position of how the scapula moves. So just kind of feeling what that elicits in your body, emotionally, mentally. And then the arms are going to come up, stretch. And on the exhale, fold forward. And then drop to your knees. And then we're going to swing the legs over so that we can come into a seat. Okay. So we're going to take the arms and reach them up. If you need to bend the knees, please do, and fold forward, grabbing onto the outer edges of your feet. You can have your knees bent, or you can straighten them, or you can grab a strap and hold around the outer edges of your feet. And we're going to take a little bit of time here to really just kind of settle and let those first movements settle in. So let your jaw go. Really feel yourself releasing. Releasing tension along the spine. Releasing tension in the hamstrings. Spaces behind the heart. Neck, sides of the neck. Mouth, jaw. And you'll take 5 more breaths, just really letting the breath slow down. You got it. And then when you're ready, come to a seat, cross your ankles. So remember what shin is in front of the face you. So you have your right shin in front of your left. We're gonna go side stretch first. So right arm down, left arm over. So let your head go and really stretch that left arm, that wrist away from your hip. And then dropping your left arm towards the floor, walk it on the diagonal. So you're in like a side stretch twist. So your chest is facing your right thigh. Let your head drop. And then just slowly kind of taking your arms like maybe one position closer to the center. So I'm maybe now facing my knee. And really kind of lengthening through both sides of the waist, just kind of feeling where in your lumbar you feel that. And then one position, again, closer now to like the lower knee shin. And then one position closer, which is more like center. And then drag your hands back in, roll your shoulders a few times. Yeah, maybe like letting your neck roll. And then take a deep breath and lift your shoulders to your ears, hold. So no breath, holding. And then exhale, let the shoulders drop. Inhale, the arms lift up, hold your breath. Kind of pausing, feeling the energy. Exhale. One more time. And exhale. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Side stretch. I'm just really letting that right wrist and right hip reach away so you create a lot of space in the side of your body. And then you start to turn towards like your left hip, your left outer thigh, and stretch your arms out whenever way you can. Let your head go. Really feeling both of the shoulders broadening, wrapping towards the side of the ribs, and then walking your hands like one position over to the right. So you're getting closer and closer to your knee. Just kind of seeing where that changes the positioning of your side body and your back. And then walking it towards the knee. And then another position. So again, you're just switching it around and you might feel more or less and you might can get more stretch. And then over towards the center. So maybe it's like 1 or 2 more positions, just folding in. And then slowly releasing. And then one more exercise, we're gonna come onto our back, taking our hands behind your head. So we're gonna be lifting the right leg as we lift the upper core, and then we're gonna drop it down. So we're gonna go exhale, inhale. So we're gonna be contracting the belly, drawing those elbows towards our toes, activating your navel center. So just kind of rhythmically exhale, inhale. So trying to hold onto the head so that you're not activating the jaw. So again, trying to get into that center of your body so you can feel strong and empowered and connected to yourself. Now keep the right leg lifted so that your shoulder blades are off the mat. Can you do 26 breath of fire? So all the way down, relax. So the breath of fire is just that forceful exhale where you're pressing it out through your nose, forcefully snapping your belly back. And then the inhales are really short and quick. We're gonna do one more on the left. So feel the heat moving through your body. Kind of draw that heat upward and towards your brain. When you're ready, on the next one, lift your left leg, wrap your arms forward, and go. You can be slower than mine. You just want to count to about 26. And again, you're snapping the belly back, whatever about a movement you can get. Nice, release all the way down. Breathe. Kind of just feeling that energy in your core. On that inhale, draw the energy from the base of your spine up to your brain. On the exhale, from the brain to the base of the spine. And do that 2 more times, from the base of the spine to the brain. From the brain to the base of the spine. And then 1 more time, really visualize it. So even if you can't see it, imagine it, right? Because that's how you'll direct your energy. So then go ahead and draw your knees up, feel your low back, and then we can start to roll a little bit like a ball to massage the spine. So now we're gonna go into retraction and open the heart. And then when you're ready, cross your shins, roll your shoulders back. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come to downward facing dog again. And then nice and slowly walk your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Bend your knees and interlace your hands behind you to open your chest. So it's like a bound chair pose. So if you can't bind your arms, you can just have your palms face one another, thumbs forward, or you can grab a strap. Then move your shoulder blades now together. We've been separating them, now I want you to move them together, but also down. Squat. Feel strong in your legs. Take 3 more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, fold forward. So keep the chest open. So as much as you can, direct the strength of the wrist to move the shoulder blades back and away from your ears. Now listen carefully, do the best you can, but step your left leg back, drop to your left knee, and lift up. Drawing again those knuckles down, lifting your chest. You're in a low lunge. Couple breaths. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands down and forward, step into downward facing dog. You're going to come forward to plank pose. If you need to drop to your knees, please do that all the way down. And we're going to go locust pose. So lift the chest, lift the legs. This time, again, you can bind your arms or your thumbs can reach down and shoulders together. Keep the neck long for 3 more breaths. And then we're going to place the hands down. This time, we're going to press up to kneeling. And you'll just walk the hands back and the chest will lift and we'll stretch the quads. So instead of child's pose, the opposite, we lift. And then when you're ready, the hips come down, walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. We're gonna lift the right leg up and we're gonna step it forward and we're gonna come to warrior 1. So spin your back heel flat. You can widen your feet as much as you can and bring your arms up on the inhale and to your heart on the exhale. So sweeping the arms as you come up. On the exhale, bring them down to your heart. So keep moving with your arms. And keep visualizing strong, stable legs. As your arms lift, lift your spine. Hands to the heart. And if you want to look up as you come up, You can. One more time. And then just again, pausing, hands at heart. Kind of let all of your energy focus at the heart space. And even though your hands are at your heart, can you feel your shoulder blades broaden? Can you feel your collarbones broaden? And then when you're ready, take your hands back behind you, bind them again, and then come forward without rounding the upper back. So coming forward, you're going to loosen the back heel, and you're going to come into a warrior three bound. So I keep my chest lifted and broad, I'm balancing on the right leg, and I'm still lifted, still lifted. Take another deep breath. Then you're just going to bend the left knee and bring it into your hand as the right arm lifts. So I'm just catching my left foot for a thigh stretch, and I can just stay here. Or if I'd like to, I'll take both hands back so that I have my thumbs kind of at the upper arch of my foot. And I can kick my foot into my hand, and with my hands, I pull my foot back. You're welcome to bend the right knee to a great degree, and that will give you more stability. And then just let that leg come in. Arm pass, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And then just hands by the hips for a moment just to breathe and feel the difference in energy. Just kind of noticing things like mood shifts, maybe energy decreasing or increasing or evening out. Noticing anything in your brain that you notice mentally that's shifted. Okay, we're going to take the arms and reach them up. We're going to open arm twist to the right. Arms reach up. Open arm twist to the left. And then the arms are going to come up. And we're going to take them back behind us to bind. And this is that same way we started. So we're in a squat. So I can still see my toes. My wrists are drawing together, knuckles back, and I'm opening through the chest. I'm getting a nice big stretch across the chest. Take another couple breaths, really feel firmly rooted in your legs. And then bow forward and hinge without losing the openness in your heart. So try your best not to close off the chest and let the shoulders shrug down. So you strengthen the upper back. Now your right leg is going to skirt back, do your best you can, knee down, and we lift into a low lunge. So this is balance work. Trust yourself. It's okay if you have to unbind and rebind. Nice big breath, knuckles down. One more breath. And then the hands come down, downward facing dog. Take a moment to reset, let the spine neutralize and the shoulders after all that retraction. Come forward. So this is where you can do upward dog if you want, or any other back bend, but come all the way down. And it's either locust again, or if you want upward dog or something else, both pose, you can substitute any heart opener that feels good to you. And then on the exhale, come down, press up to your shins. And this is again that chest stretch. So we walk the hands back. So I have my thumbs facing towards the midline of my body. Lift the hips, press the hands back. So strong through the legs, the back chain. And then as you're ready, come on down, hands forward, downward facing dog. So the left leg is going to lift up, and it's going to be a warrior one. So step it through, come on up. And remember, this is the arm passes. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keep going. Using this to kind of synchronize breath and movement. So really let your breath direct the speed of your arms rather than the arms the speed of the breath. And imagining every time you lift the arms, your spine gets longer. Every time your hands come to your heart, you ground into your feet, your legs, feeling the strength beneath you. And then on this next one, we're going to hold the pose at the heart. And again, can you broaden your collarbones? Even though your arms aren't up, can you feel a proud chest, a lengthened spine, strong and stable legs? And then take the arms back to bind or to grab a strap or to just let the palms reach together, and then hinge forward so that you're in a long spine. So I'm not rounding, I'm staying straight. Lift the back heel, and when you feel steady, go ahead and come into a warrior three. Bent or straight leg, doesn't matter. It's like an arrow from crown to toe, feeling that lengthening of energy, that strength. And then slowly standing up and grabbing onto your right foot, and your left arm comes up. And you can decide if you want to just stay here with the quad stretch, lifting your chest, or if the second hand wants to come back. I'll show you from behind. So I'm holding on, my thumbs could touch maybe. And I could just stay here. I could bend the left knee and then kick foot into hand, hand into foot. So it's a very big quad and front of shoulder stretch. So for 3, keep going, 2, nice, and let it go. Awesome. Hands out to the side. Just take a moment or two to feel that energy around your heart. Feel the strength of the back chain. Awesome. Arms are going to sweep up. Open arm twist to the right. Arms reach up. Open arm twist to the left. Arms reach up, maybe you look up, and then exhale, forward fold. Coming on down to your shins, and then sitting onto a seat. Yeah, so or actually, sorry, bringing your feet flat. We're gonna lift the chest and come into an incline plane, tabletop, reverse tabletop, or you can straighten your legs. So again, be careful with shoulders if you need to, but strong glutes, strong legs, you guys. You can straighten one or both legs if you want. Last 3 breaths. And then the legs come down. Nice work. Grab onto your knees and roll all the way onto your back. So coming into a bridge pose with bound arms if you'd like. So kind of taking the components that we just did, now rolling onto the outer border of the shoulders to pull the knuckles down. So we can go take a little higher bridge if you want. So as you come into it, you can lift your heels and walk your toes back closer to your butt. Then you can relift the hips, get a little bit more bind and lower the heels. Watch for any tension in your knees, but this can give you a much bigger back bend shape. You're gonna take 5 more breaths. And then when you're ready, unbind. Walk your feet forward if you walk them in and roll down, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Okay, rock and rolling yourself up to a seat. We're gonna do that breath of fire. So now we're gonna do it in Navasana. So you can either just have your hands back and your toes up doing this, or if you'd like to lift the hands and feet. We're gonna do 26 times, breath of fire. If you don't wanna do it like this, you can sit and do it. Again, snapping of the belly. We want you to channel that creative energy when you're ready. So when you're ready, go, 26 times. All the way out. Cross your ankles, inhale, come up. Hold the breath. And let it go. Nice work. Go ahead and take your feet in front of you again and let them windshield wiper a little bit side to side. And then let them go all the way to the right so that you have either foot to thigh or you just have your legs windshield wiper, and then turn as far away from your right as you can and come down onto your forearms. So some people can make a forehead pillow. You can also lay your head on blocks, but a big twist here. If you'd like to, you can outstretch one hand and keep the other one for your forehead pillow. Whatever one would feel better. So if you're going to the right, usually the left arm will give you a nice lot of lengthening. So take these next breaths, balance them out. So balance inhales and exhales. And really feel this twist allowing you to integrate the work in the spine that we've done, integrate the work of the shoulders and scapula, that spaces around the heart, the sides of the heart that we did. Take another really deep breath. And then slowly walking your hands in. We're going to go all the way over to the left. So if you want to go a couple times, you can, just a windshield wiper, and then all the way to the left. Turn as far as you can to the left, and then come on down to your forearms. So you might have 2 blocks or a bolster, or you could stretch your right arm out, and then use your left hand to hold your forehead. So big rotation and stretch. You can sigh, balance the breath out, really let yourself release. Okay, one more full breath in. Exhale it all the way out. Slowly walking your hands back in. Then coming to a seat again, crossing your right ankle over your left. So you can let the legs come forward or back. They're standing leg. So if you can lift the chest and get a nice little stretch across the hips, you can kind of wiggle the hips side to side just to get into the glutes a little bit. So I kind of like to wiggle a lot because it helps me kind of release tension that are in different places in the glutes. You might even kind of linger for a couple extra breaths. So let your legs fall all the way to the right so that you're now a seated twist. So you can prop up on a block if you want. Right hand is your second spine. Take your left arm across your right thigh and twist to the right. So we're going to add a little bit of retention. So I want you to breathe in for 4 to 5 counts. If you can hold for 5 to 10 counts at the top of your inhale. Then you're going to breathe out for 5 counts. Try to hold for 5 to 10 counts at the bottom of your exhale. So when we hold the breath, it's like a really great chance to really feel your body start to release energy in the form of patterns and kind of like frequencies that we hold in the body. It kind of gives it a chance to kind of unravel sometimes. So don't hold too long that you feel a sense of panic, but just enough to kind of watch energy move through your body. We're just going to do like 5 rounds. And again, doesn't have to be long, just a little bit of pausing to watch and be still. So finish your last round with a hold on each inhale and exhale. Then you'll unbind yourself and we'll switch. So you'll have the opposite ankle on top and you go side to side. If you want to do this on your back, you certainly can, but this kind of lets your chest feel lifted and gives you a different sensation because you have the distance that you can adjust, right, from hip to heel. And you might hold or linger if you get a good spot in there. And then we'll let that left foot come to the floor. And you might have to sit on your right hip on a block or something. Right hand comes around. It's okay if you want to round, but I like sometimes a more lengthened spine when I do the breath work. And then go right into that same breath work. So if it's 4 counts or it's 3 counts, doesn't matter, but you're going to hold for either the same number of counts or double, up to double of the counts after each inhale and exhale. And again, just try not to panic or let the holding of the breath cause unrest, more just kind of watching as energy gets to shift and move. One more cycle. And then slowly unravel. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. And you're just gonna prop your hands back to, again, lift your chest. If you even wanna press your hips forward, you can. Just, so you're in kind of a butterfly pose. Yeah, and then let's hit the hips down. And then if you'd like to, you can allow yourself just to roll on back, keeping the hips open like so, maybe putting blocks underneath your thighs if you prefer to have the legs straight or some other position. And if you prefer to have your legs up on a wall or to kind of hold a longer inversion, you're certainly do that if you feel that that would be nice. So going ahead and getting into a position that might allow you to stay for a little bit longer for some kind of restoration. So kind of noticing and feeling into your energy after that practice. So noticing what's shifted. So maybe you scan your body quickly, just kind of noticing what shows up emotionally, mentally. Then for a few rounds, do the same breath work of breathing from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. And on the exhale, from the crown of the head down to the base of the spine. And I'm going to ask that you, when you breathe up, that you go from the front of the spine. And as you breathe down, you're going to breathe from the back of the head to the crown. So we're going to make the circle be up the front of the body, down the back of the body. I'm sorry, I said the wrong way. Yeah, calming. And just do it for a few rounds and then just let the breath go. And then just really letting yourself settle and rest into your practice and what you've been able to cultivate and create. Sensing and feeling into the spine. And the way your whole body kind of grows and emanates from your spine. Kind of directing and sending signals to your body to relax, to calm, to release. Kind of imagining if there could be layers, right? Layers of stress or tension, or even layers of energy that we feel in the world, just kind of with each kind of inhale and exhale, those layers just kind of melting away, kind of falling off. So what's left is that more authentic place of feeling your heart, of feeling your spine, knowing your truth, feeling empowered to direct your energy in ways that feel meaningful, feel truthful. Even as simply as where to direct the breath. Using the breath as a way of detoxifying and enhancing your vitality. That is the simplest form, right? And the most profound form even. How we direct the energy. Knowing that at any point when we feel stressed or anxious, that we can come back to the breath, that we can release, that we can slow it all down, so we can find presence. So feel free to stay right here and continue enjoying breathing, relaxing, releasing. And if you feel that you're ready to move again, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. And you might roll to one side. Take a moment or two to breathe there on your side. Maybe a sigh or kind of a and then coming to sit, bringing your hands to meet at your heart, folding all the fingers back but your middle fingers. I know it looks like it'd be a bad gesture, but this is the Mantanji mudra. It's one of empowerment, which draws upon the courage of the solar plexus, the willfulness, the ability to be courageous and to direct our energy with the connection to the heart, that calm, peaceful, grounded, wise sense of the heart. So take 5 breaths, kind of holding this mudra either at your heart or your solar plexus, wherever you feel drawn, maybe somewhere in between. And feel these energy centers merge, so that the solar plexus can carry out the wisdom of the heart, and that the heart can be awakened by the passions of the solar plexus, those things that light us up, the things that draw to us vitality, life. And take one more breath. Hold at the top of the breath, kind of lifting the energy from the spine, base of the spine, all the way up to the head. So bringing that energy now to the brain, holding it, feeling it spread, a luminosity throughout the whole brain. And then a gentle sigh, release. Bow into your heart space, your intention, the dedication that you have to come to your mat and to practice these ancient poses and postures and practices that help keep us empowered to be vital, to be grounded, to be calm and stable in these times, so that we can be that calm, grounded voice, wise voice and actions of change and empowerment and optimism for the world. So breath in, breath out. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for